stands for professional, hungry, and driven. And your MBA is a massive bank account by going and serving families. So can everyone get a PhD MBA? All right. What I want to do, and I really appreciate what Nat did today, because Nat is an amazing speaker, and his topics usually are more on people, and he's so good with people. I watched what he did with us in Calgary, and then for him to do a kind of a technical training must have been killing you, Nat, because he's so good with speaking and training. But I'll do the same. I want to give you some hope along the way, because there's different waves or stages of the business, okay? And for those of you that are new, it's going to be overwhelming and it's going to be hard. And so my topic today was welcome back. Awesome, yes. Oh, let's turn this thing around. There we go. Let's go forward. My wife and I, Stephanie, we work very close together. One of the, the couples that can work together in business, spend a lot of time together. That's not always the case. And there's different levels of support in the business. I'm just so blessed to have her. So, honey, thank you so much for being by my side. And really, I wouldn't be here or who I am without her. So it's always a team effort, guys. On the business, you're never doing this on your own. And I'll talk a little bit about that. But the waves of the business, so I love this quote. Sometimes what you're afraid of most doing is the very thing that will set you free. Whether it's talking to people or prospecting or going out and learning the skills and learning the software. Man, even when we came here, we were totally overwhelmed because we'd never used a lot of these products. Back in my previous company, we had one product, one software. And for a lot of the people back then, it was one type of product, right? So I love the waves of our business. So I want to give all of the new people a little bit of hope here. This is actually Steph and I serving for the first time. Matt, it was not easy, and I'm pretty athletic. And Matt, I tell you what, it was interesting because they say when you're surfing, you need to bend your knees. Same with ice hockey skating. Anyone here skate? Ever play hockey at all? I heard a gentleman say it was his dream. Mine too. Of course, 5'8" and not very good at hockey. I had to go find a different career. But they say to bend your knees. So why is that? When you're playing hockey, you bend your knees and keep them about shoulder weight distance apart. Same in this business, okay? It's just like surfing. When you first get going, it's going to be scary as hell because you're new. You're absorbing a ton of info. So this guy who's training us is just literally, okay, you got to do this, you got to do that, and then you got to do this. You got to bend your knees, and you got to watch the wave, and you got to paddle like this. And we're just like, I don't know if we can do this, babe. And she's like, come on, honey, you're athletic, you can do it. So I'm watching her. She goes first. I'm like, if anyone's filming this, you just totally suck right now because your woman's kicking your butt. But I was kind of scared. Then of course I'd seen the movie Jaws. So I'm thinking, what if there's a shark in the water, right? When you start this business, there's a lot of sharks out there. There are people that want to take you off your board, including close members and family. They're your sharks in the water. And then you worry about, I've heard those horror stories. Well, what if I hit the coral reef, Darren? What if I scrape my knees and I get that dangerous infection and have to amputate my leg? I'm like, well, then I guess you can just run fast on one leg, I guess, right? And try to keep up. But if the point is that it's always scary, and even when we got up, I was scared to fall. I didn't know, and then the coral reefs were coming, and then what if we get hit by a wave, and what if I drown? My wife's like, that's okay, honey, you have $3.5 million life insurance. I'll be fine. I'm like, I'm not worried about you, I'm worried about me, I'm gonna die, right? But the point is, it's just like this. So what I want to do is give you 3 stages of business so to help you visualize where you will eventually get to, where you'll become a Frank and a Morrow and a Laval, and you'll build an incredible business for yourself. But you have to believe you can. When we went to start surfing, did we go there thinking we're never going to get up and this is going to suck and it's going to be a waste of money? Would any of you go and pay for that with the expectation of failing? No, what's your goal? If you went to the surf shop to sign up to go surfing, you come to Xperia, you enroll to come to Xperia to get licensed, what would you be thinking of doing? Failing or succeeding? Succeeding, right? You have to be positive. It was said numerous times today. So, with that, here's wave 1. It's called learning and survival phase, from financial advisor to executive director, okay? So studying, licensing, training, just take a picture of this at the very end and I'll go through it. So lots of stuff to do. You're learning a system. You're setting goals. Maybe for the first time in your life. I love being able to have to set goals here. It was just the most life-transforming thing. I've literally set goals every single year now of my life since we got in the business. Outside of the business, I'm just so thankful I know how to set goals. How many of you are so thankful you now set goals, even for your family and for your own personal health and your own personal spirituality? So having goals to do things along your life that can benefit you. Prospecting, recruiting. You will learn all this stuff as you go. It's all learnable skill, just like surfing. Has anyone ever surfed before in the room? Any of you ever Wii surfed? You guys are really playing it safe, eh? Learning to present and close, all that's part of this. Coachability is a key along the way. So when you're newer, it's important to learn from your leadership. Learn from good people. This event's very important. Diana Sinde sent out a very nice text message. I forwarded it to our whole team and said, get around, meet the leaders, meet the champions. I'm the last person to think I know everything. I don't. Right? I learn a lot from other leaders, so go and meet them. Go and meet the leaders and speakers around and ask them, how'd you do it? Any tips, any recommendations? You know what most will say? Talk to your executive director. He's a champion. She's a champion, right? But then, no. What's some of the tips you can give me? So go around and learn from them, and then eventually you're going to start making money. When you learn how to do these things, you learn the software, you learn the business, you will start to make money, okay? It's the most exciting and the most scary. When we were getting up on that board, it was so exciting, and my heart's pounding. Have you ever been so excited or scared at the same time that you almost have no energy to do something? You almost paralyze yourself because your anxiety is so high. And I was just thinking about Jaws, right? That's all I could think about. Like, what if a big shark come out of the water and hit my board? You've all seen those scary videos. This is the toughest phase. This is a challenge for all of you. You know, Rick Forbes, one of the great leaders, Shirley Rick Forbes in our team out of Edmonton, had a great expression. An old company used to say, look to your left, look to your right. In a year's time, 2 of those people won't be there. Look to your left, look to your right here, and tell those people you're going to be here next year. Yeah. Right? That's the difference, right? We're not out there recruiting anyone and everyone, but we're recruiting quality people. The difference is you have to be mentally tough. You do need to be mentally tough to win here. This business provides you the opportunity to change families' lives and your lives if you are mentally tough. How many moms in the room? Okay, mental toughness at its finest right there. Give the women a big round of applause because that is mental toughness beyond belief. If you can be a mother today, okay, you can do almost anything. That's why they never give men the ability to be a mom, because we couldn't handle it, guys. Now, we can take a puck or a kick in the punch in the face, but we can't bear children. We're just not tough enough. But if you can do that, you can do anything. It's overwhelming and you gotta have mental toughness, but that's why it's so worth it. Can I do it? The early negatives, right? Always people are trying to steal dreams, because if you succeed, then they gotta go back home to face their family, their spouse, their kids and go, I don't know what those guys are doing, but I don't like that company, right? They're going to make excuses. They're going to try and pull you down before you get there. It's not that they don't love you. It's that they're scared or worried that they don't want to see you fail and maybe be embarrassed. By the way, there's nothing wrong with failing. Failure is just the stepping stone of greatness. Every single athlete, champion, bowling champion, Zaki, he won the bowling championship last night with 179, but every great champion, Zaki, I'm sure you weren't like that when you started, right? Everyone improves along the way. So it's just part of the business. It's part of the system. Focus stands for full-on commitment until successful. You need to have focus here. You need to be focused, right, to win big. You're going to be unbalanced for a while. Why? Because you're fearing falling or fearing of failing. Okay? It's normal. Don't worry about it. It's normal. Every single person on the planet, from university degrees to high school diplomas to your first job, your first interview. Anyone ever failed a job interview? I did. I worked really hard in school because I wasn't the smartest. I just outstudied everybody else. So I got the high accolades. And then I went to apply for jobs at Costco and places like that, and they said no. Right? And I couldn't even get a job at Costco. I finally got a job at Superstore driving a forklift truck. Right? And in the job interview, the lady said, can you drive a forklift? I'm like, oh yeah, I drive them lots. I'm like, what's a forklift? Right? I'm like, oh yeah, I think it. And I went, and the first night at Superstore, I crashed the entire pile of cakes all the way to the top because I didn't know how to drive the forklift, but I needed the job. I had a business, at that time I was losing money, that was the only way to do it, but I was so scared. I thought I was going to get fired, I thought I was going to fail in life, but it's all just a matter of balance, right? You just have to be able to push through that stuff, knowing that many other leaders in this room all went through the fear, all went through the anxiety, all went through the stress. It's worth it if you stick it out. This is a challenge about you. This is you facing yourself in the mirror to say, can I stay in the game long enough to win? Can I get through 4? You know why they have 4 years of university? You know why we have waves in the business? because you have to believe you can accomplish the next wave, the next step, right? So when you first start out here as financial advisor and you slowly and continuously build your way up, right? That's the beauty of the human nature. So just do it. Others like you have, okay? So after this, you look at building this business up to the 125,000 mark, roughly in this area, and that's more than most incomes in Canada, pushing the top 5% of income earners, and that's over 10K a month. Life starts to change here, and this might be a 1 to 3 year process. It's okay. Don't compare yourself to the top leaders. Compare yourself to who? To you. Compare yourself to who? You, yourself, right? Compare yourself to you, because that's what really matters. Are you improving? Are you getting better every day? So once we start enjoying this, boom, we start getting up on the board. It was so much fun. And then we were kind of addicted, like, let's go again, let's go again, let's go again. And then you get so tired you fall off. That's kind of like some of you are going to be tonight after all the event in Gala, right? You're going to wake up in the morning rejuvenated, excited for tomorrow. And that's just part of the system. So now it's mastery. Okay, this is wave 2. So my challenge to you would be, you get to ED and do what? What did Nat set the great example to do again? One more time. This is wave 2. Get to ED, turn around, and start over and build ED. Cam Harani's doing the same thing right now. And Tamiza, right? They're going to do it again. So now you start growing and building. This is a phase where you need to personally develop. You can't lead teams of people by being the same person. Well, I'm not good with people. Get better. Read good books. How to Win Friends, Influence People. Right? Read great books about how to improve yourself. Right? Magic of Thinking Big. Lots of great books. Learn and develop. So here's now where you start to step into leadership and teamwork, where it's more than just you. Initially, the first phase was a lot about you just getting over yourself. Now it's you turning around, and we call it the push-pull strategy. So your team will help push you up to executive director. Your job as you're going there is reaching back, grabbing your team, and pulling them with you. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's a push-pull strategy. So it's selfless of people to help the ED get there, but then it's selfless of you to reach around, grabbing them and pull them with you so you can achieve together. Right? That's a lot of success of how things work. It's not a management position right now. A lot of people start going, well, I'm going to start managing my team and telling them what to do. Don't do that. That is a fatal mistake in the business. Keep doing what you did to get there and teach others how you got there. Does that make sense? Yeah. Turn the person next to you, give them a high five and say, that makes total sense. All right, EPR stands for encourage, praise, recognize. What's my time? Encourage, praise, recognize all the time. Lead by example in all areas. You know, that's what I said to Stephanie. I said, we've been building and going crazy across the country. Now it's time to personally start leading in other categories, right? Keep it simple. There is a system here. Keep it simple. Take the new person in the field, get them on 10 field appointments while they're getting their license. Repeat that over and over and over and over again. Take the new person in the field on 10 field appointments while they're getting their license, and do it over and over and over again. So I call it the 10-2-10 principle, if you want to write it down. 10 is getting on 10 appointments while you're getting licensed. Then after that, it's 2 and 10. Recruit 2 people personally and write 10,000 of annual premium and put 10 people in your business every single month as an executive director. Confidence is up. Stay humble though. I see this all the time. Always give of yourself. Work with your most committed people. Motivate a team doing leadership meetings. Running an office. Hiring an assistant. Leaders. Executive directors. Get yourself an assistant. It will leverage time like no tomorrow. It'll help you build. We're doing that right now. We're getting our system established because you now have a lot of things going on in your business. This is wave 2. This wave takes you into this higher level of income, and this might be 3 to 7 years. For some people, this is going to be compressed lower because you're going to go faster, okay? Now, this is the big one. This is the world record-setting wave rider. It was broken in 2017, and so this is the final stage. You're a vision stretcher. You can choose to go one more time, which will set you into, in my opinion, the $1 million mark, where you're building frontline leaders, lifting up leaders into the starlight. Leaders, get out of the way of your new people. Lift your people up and give them the limelight. Get out of the limelight. It's one of my principles in my business. Get out of the limelight, lift up your leaders and let them speak. Let them be champions. Let them get the accolades and the limelight. That way you'll develop giants in the business and be aligned with the company leaders, accepting guest invitations. At this point, you are a pretty big deal in the company, and you're the ambassador. Ego. Let go of ego, please. Ego means when ego starts taking over, everyone wants to get out of that organization. I've seen it with other MGAs. It's what's going on right now. Stay humble, remember your wave one, how you got there, and live and sell the dream. And at the end of the day, that will be the type of income, and that could be the time frame it will take. And here's the best part. Every single one of you in this business can do this, and here's the deal. Let's do this together. You can all achieve your goals and dreams here, because your wave is waiting. You can do it. Let's do it together.
Hey, if you like this video or any of the other videos that I have on my channel, stay tuned. We have so many more coming, but I want to make sure that you're in the know, that you know when they're coming. So please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and make sure you hit the notification bell.